grow Alstroemeria from seed. For such a beautiful and exotic looking plant, these are super easy to grow. You can still sow them now, as I'm posting this video in June. You've still got all of July to sow them. After that, you really need to wait until September. So if you miss that slot, you have to start in September. Either way, it's a really good time to source your seeds now to get ready. In this video, I'm going to explain 2 ways to sow, and the way you choose depends on the time of year that you are sowing them. But first of all, let's talk about sourcing your seeds. If you are harvesting your own seeds and you already have Alstroemeria plants in the garden, you can do that, but just bear in mind they're probably not going to come true to the parent plant. But that's fine. That could be a fun experiment. You could just get a brand new plant. So you can start there by sourcing the seeds from your existing Alstroemeria plants. There are many varieties, sizes and colours of Alstroemeria, so do your research when sourcing your seeds, but there's plenty to choose from if you want smaller varieties or different colours, if you want to grow them in a container, etc. There's a seed out there for everyone. When looking for seeds, they are sometimes known as the Peruvian lily or lily of the Incas because they originate from South America. This particular variety you're looking at now is called Indian Summer, and this was it actually flowering appropriately. Indian Summer, actually, it's only just connected that name. It's flowering later in the summer, but actually it was flowering close to November. And these here were at Scotney Castle in Kent. When sourcing your seeds, also be aware you likely won't find them in garden centres and plant nurseries, which means you're probably going to have to source them online. But there's plenty of online retailers of Alstroemeria seeds. Make sure though that they are in stock and available to ship now, especially if you want to sow them sooner rather than later. You don't get many seeds in the packet either, so it's essential obviously to watch this video to make sure you get as much germination as possible from the seeds that you buy. Okay, so let's look at the seeds. The seeds themselves look like miniature sweet peas, about a quarter of the size of an average sweet pea seed. When do you sow your Alstroemeria seeds? Well, actually you can sow Alstroemeria seeds nearly all year round. There's a couple of months where you need to avoid. However, if you want to sow them in warmer months, you will have to cold stratify them first. If you sow them in September, however, from September through to December, you won't need to cold stratify them because obviously the winter and autumn will do the natural stratification anyway. So what is cold stratification? Well, cold stratification is the process of freezing, defrosting, freezing, variable cold temperatures, then warmer temperatures throughout the winter months, which primes the seed ready for germination when the days get warmer and the light improves. If you are not sowing the seeds in winter, therefore, you need to recreate this process, and it really isn't difficult. It's very easy to fake stratification and to achieve the same results as winter. Of course, these variables are zone dependent, so it depends on your own climate whether you're going to have to slightly vary these time slots. So for instance, I would suggest if you're in California and you want to grow Alstroemeria, I mean, it depends where you are in California, of course, but you may not really get any significant cold, in which case just cold stratify, and then you could be certain your seeds have been primed in the correct way before you sow them. And conversely, if you live in a much colder climate than here in the UK, then you could probably stretch that sowing window from September through to January, because you will have a longer winter the other side, which means your seeds will have enough time to prime before they start to germinate in the spring. So you're going to have to figure that out. I mean, if you just stick to the blocks, I say you should be fine. So I'll demonstrate the 2 types, the fake stratification sowing, which is between February and July, and then I'll quickly demonstrate the winter sowing, which is much easier, so it won't take as long. So we'll cover the in-depth one first, where we have to stratify the seeds. Now, when your seeds arrive, or when you want to get ready to sow them, so if you have them already but you've been keeping them out in the shed, for instance, you need to bring them in to room temperature. They need to be at room temperature inside your house for a couple of weeks before you do anything. So that's stage 1. And by the way, this is the process of stratification that I'm explaining. So then the next thing you need to do, don't open the seed packet, just put them in a Tupperware box, seal it, label it, because they're a little bit toxic. So you're going to put them in the fridge now, and you're going to put them in the coldest part of your fridge. So for me, that's the top shelf just below the ice box. And you want them to be 5 degrees C or less in your fridge. So that's why I say the coldest part of your fridge. And then you need to leave them there for another week. And then when they've been there for a week and they're nice and chill all the way through, take them out and you put them somewhere where you're not going to forget them. I put them on the windowsill by my coffee station because I hang around my coffee station practically all day making coffee. And so you leave them on the windowsill there, room temperature again for another week. And then when that week is up, back in the fridge they go for another week. Same temperature, cold fridge, coldest part, and that's another week. And that is it. That is the simplicity of the cold stratification germination process. So the next step is to sow them. The seeds need fertile, moist, but well-drained compost. So my mix with sharp sand works perfectly well. Many of you have seen it before. It's 1 part sharp sand with 3 parts compost. You can use horticultural grit, but I just don't like those products. I just prefer a bit of sharp sand. Sow twice as deep as the seeds are. So if you think about the size of the seeds, they're kind of like 2 millimeters. So you want to at least sow double that depth. Half a centimeter is just a good general rule. Cover the seeds and keep the moisture locked in. So you want to use a water bottle. I use water bottles even when I'm propagating indoors. You can put cling film or a sandwich bag over your pot, or you can use obviously a real propagator. All you're trying to do is hold the humidity in. Now, the other important thing, especially if you're sowing, this doesn't matter if you're sowing in the summer months, but if you're sowing in February or something like that, you have to sow indoors and you have to keep them warm because the seeds need 20 to 25 degrees C, which is warm, to germinate. So because I sowed mine in February, I put them on a warm radiator windowsill with lots and lots of good natural light. And then I actually did apply a heat pad underneath as well. So they were really consistently warm for several weeks, and that was ideal. And they did actually all germinate. Germination can take 30 days, so you're going to have to be patient. And also it was the different varieties. I did 2 different varieties and they both germinated at different rates. So the first variety all germinated really quickly and all at the same time. The second variety germinated later, and each seed kind of had its own schedule and was just taking longer. So certainly don't give up if they haven't germinated in the 30-day period. They could just need longer. Depending on the time of year that you have sown them, you can't really put them outside for a while. So just leave them to grow on. I left mine until they were sort of 10 inches tall, and they were all just still growing in the same propagator until I was ready really to pot them on and take them outside in the warmer weather. So I've already acclimatized mine and potted them on. And a tip for potting them on quickly before we get to the second sowing is to pot them on in a clump. They have these really spongy kind of tuberous roots that are very delicate and can damage easily. So you have no chance separating these out if they've grown in a pot like mine. Just grow them on as a clump. Don't bother trying to separate them. Just pot them on in a clump and just allow them to grow and grow. And another hint as well at this stage, the slugs loved them. So I did actually lose a few to slugs. So I ended up actually covering them with a cloche to create a barrier between them and the slugs. And I'm happy to report the ones that have survived are still doing well. All right, well, we're coming to the end because actually the second sowing, which is the winter sowing, is just really easy because you don't need to do the process of cold stratification. You can actually sow these directly into a prepared bed. I don't do that because I just don't care for seeds as well. If I sow them directly, I get too many weeds, I get distracted, I forget where they are, etc. So I always prefer to sow them in a more contained, controlled environment first. You can, of course, sow these outside because the idea is for the winter to take its toll on the seeds and prime them ready for spring germination. So you don't really need to do anything special with these at all. I'm actually going to sow some in September, and I'm going to do mine in the winter sowing method in the bottles, which is almost exactly the same way that I sowed them indoors, except I won't need the heat mat and I don't need to stratify them. So they just need to be sown as before, but left outside. I'm going to seal the bottle, seal the lid, and I'm just going to leave them outside until next spring. They probably won't germinate until much later because obviously they need the 20 to 25 degrees centigrade. But if you wanted to speed that up, you could, of course, bring them in February and put them under a heat mat on a warm window ledge, and that would probably speed up the germination indoors. But you really want them outdoors, the seeds outdoors throughout the winter to prime ready for germination. Right, well, I hope that helped, and I hope you are inspired to grow Alstroemeria. Why wouldn't you be? They make great cut flowers. I love painting them, actually. They're my new favourite flower for painting. There's lots to love about them. They look exotic. They're pretty hardy. They make a great cut flower, and they're actually pretty easy to grow from seed. So if you found this video helpful and you feel inspired to have a go yourself, don't forget to subscribe, like, share with anybody who you think might be interested, and I'll see you again in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.